All right, guys. Good evening. Good evening. Thanks everyone for showing up this evening. We're super excited to share some powerful information with you guys. It's been life-changing for me as far as my health and where I was compared to where I am right now. For those that don't know, I was dealing with severe neck and back pain from being rear-ended, along with all the ailments from playing football for 18 plus years. And when I tell you, I feel like I'm 15 years younger from when I started on this journey, it's no exaggeration. But it's not about me tonight. It's about the guests and about you guys getting some information that I feel and we feel is completely life changing. I have my mentor and success coach on board this evening to share some information with you guys. And I'm going to introduce her and I'm going to step out of the way. Her name is Miss Verdita Monk. Her and her husband Harvey, they've blown this thing up, blown this business up simply by being servant leaders. She has a passion for the people, a heart of gold, loves to see us win. And whenever we call on her, she's always available, and we greatly appreciate that. And aside from that, she's recognized as one of the top leaders in this company and helping us with the global expansion of this information that you're going to hear about. So again, I'm going to step out of the way without any further ado. Miss Verdita Monk, you have our undivided attention.
Well, thank you so much, Tim, for that wonderful introduction. And I tell you what, Tim, I just appreciate working alongside you because you definitely demonstrated your commitment and your leadership for your team. And it's just wonderful and refreshing to work alongside people like that. But I want to welcome everybody to the call, and I wanted to go ahead and let you know how I got to where I am with this company called LifeWave. My husband and I were contacted by a friend of ours about 18 months ago. And it was just out of the clear blue sky because we hadn't heard from him in a while. And he told us that he wanted us to try this technology out. But, he called it a patch. And we said, well, what's all about? He says, well, I tell you what, let me just meet you and give you some of these patches so you can try for yourself. But in the meantime, I want to invite you to a call. So he invited us to a call just like the one you're on right now. And let me tell you something. We heard some information that what really intrigued us. It really got got our attention. And what happened was we went on to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where we were headed. And that's why it was such a time-sensitive situation for him to get those patches to us. But we still didn't think we needed the patch because you hear all these testimonies of people with ailments and conditions that we didn't have. And so we said, well, we don't really need these. But what we did was went on and put this patch on ourselves. Now, what happened was my husband, the very first night, my husband stopped snoring, which was significant because my husband was a chronic snorer for over 10 years. It was a disorder, a sleeping disorder, as well as a reflux, and he was just choking and coughing all night long. Can you just imagine someone snoring, choking, and coughing? And when he would choke and cough, he would get up, and it would be really scary. And I'm trying to pat him on the back. It was like crazy. This went on for so long. So I didn't really notice it that night because I was sleeping sound. This was the first time in a long time that I got a chance to get a good night's sleep. And so the next morning, I felt so refreshed, and I did notice that I had slept very deeply. And so same thing with him. So what we did was we put the patch on one more time, and which was the next day. And this time we noticed this time we really realized it was a patch. We didn't realize it was the patch the first day, but the second day we realized it had to have been the patch. And what we decided that very moment, I guess, we decided this is just too good to be true. There are other people in this world that are experiencing not only what we're experiencing, but conditions that we've heard on these calls. We got to tell everybody we knew. Now, at that time, we weren't thinking about, how much money we were going to make and we weren't even thinking about any of that. I promise you that, because I really did not want to do network marketing, which this business is a network marketing business. And I'll elaborate on that a little bit more. But that just simply means you get compensated when you share this with other people. That's all it means. And so we didn't want to do that again because we've been a part of companies and many people weren't successful because of different reasons. But a lot of it had to do with the product that the company had, because most companies have products that, that other companies have. And that was nothing new to us. So We just decided that we didn't want to do network marketing anymore. But lo and behold, we ended up doing this, being a part of this company, and I'm so glad we did. And so that's how we got started. Now, I want to ask you this question in case you have not been patched yet. Somebody on this call will be glad to patch you. And we're going to be talking about this tiny patch. You see how thin it is, just like a Band-Aid. And it's just the size of a quarter. It's very small. It has paper on the back. So you just peel it off and put it on like a Band-Aid anywhere on your body. So what happens is, the reason we are wanting to wear this patch is because, our bodies were originally, God intended our bodies to heal themselves. But as we get older, we develop all kinds of ailments, especially as we age in the 60s and 70s. We start getting things like, arthritis, sclerosis, high blood pressure, Alzheimer's. It's just, you name it. We get all of that. But many young people experience those types of conditions too. The difference is, younger people many times their bodies are able to heal themselves. But as you get older, your body is not equipped to heal itself. We'll get into that a little bit more. So what happens when you put this patch on, it's going to elevate copper peptides in your body. And those copper peptides are designed to, give collagen into your body, and everything. And so the copper peptides are elevated. And when copper peptides are elevated, scientists proved years ago that would turn around and reactivate the stem cells in your body. And remember, I just said the stem cells are the mechanisms in our body that allow our bodies to heal itself. And so when all of this happens, your body is going to be regenerated. Now, so why would you want to wear this patch? And just to be clear, is that as we get older, our body heals slower. And so by the time we're age 30, half the stem cells are dormant. They're not working anymore. And by the time we're 60, almost all of our stem cell activity is gone. So this is why you really want to consider this patch. Let me just elaborate a little bit more on stem cell technology. See, most people only know about something called stem cell injections. Stem cell injections are what people turn to when they have exhausted all other options. If you're paralyzed or have some crisis situation, do you know, like, remember when Superman, Christopher Reeves, was paralyzed? He wanted to get injections because he didn't have any other options, right? So that's what people are used to. Well, here's a concern about stem cell injections. It's very controversial. You've probably heard about people getting embryos injected into their body because babies' stem cells are new. That's why they wanted to get those. Or so controversial for that reason. It's just, it may be your own stem cells from one part of your body. They put it in another part. They don't. They're just doing whatever they can, right? Guess what else? Stem cell injections are expensive. They range from $5,000 up to $100,000 per injection. Again, they're localized, meaning if you've got pain in your knee and you get an injection in your knee because it's bone on bone, that's not going to help you if you got a pain in your shoulder. Or if you get an injection, in your elbow because of some reason, it's not going to help you with your digestive system. So that's what I mean by localized. And 30% of the time, they're not effective. So for all those reasons, that's not really a good consideration when you have an option to do all of those things. These patches are not localized. They're systematic, meaning when you put it anywhere on your body, it's going to go to the brain, which tells your body where to send the stem cells. So it's not localized. It's very reasonable. It's only a cup of coffee, the price of a cup of coffee per day, like $3 and something a day. So it's very affordable and it's effective and it is working. Okay, so let me keep going and introduce you to the gentleman that created this patch. Literally, this man is a genius. Why do I say that? Remember, I said that scientists said that if you could elevate the copper peptides in your body, that will reactivate the stem cells. But they said nobody could do it. They said there's no way it could be done. So David Schmidt went out in 2008, started focusing his attention on stem cell research, and it took him 10 years to develop this patch and $4.5 million. But before he came up with this patch, he had many other patches. As you can see right here on the page, he had over 180 patents. And he started out with the Navy SEALs, creating something that energized them and just kept going. And the word got out, all the doctors and coaches from these elite athletes in these colleges got a hold of these patches. Why would they do that? Because it's natural. It didn't interfere with anything that they were doing, because those athletes have to be tested. So they really liked what they had their hands on. So David started specializing after all those other patches. He started specializing in age reversing. Now, what you're looking at now is the patent. It's the patent for this patch X39. It lets you know that it was patented in July of 2020. And reading right from the patent, it tells you that this patch will elevate the copper peptides in your body, including the activation of stem cells, and improves energy, elevation of antioxidants. We could go on because there's not enough room on this page to list all the things that we have discovered that this patch has done. Now, it's very simple the way this thing works, because this is a form of phototherapy. So when you, for example, when you go out into the sun, they say that the sun elevates the vitamin D rather in your body. That's something that we've known for years. So this is a proprietary form of phototherapy, similar to that process. But there's no vitamin D floating around in the air depositing into your body. And same thing with this patch. There are no stem cells or anything else being deposited into your body. You see, this patch is made out of nanocrystals. Right in the center are crystals. They're formulated in a lab. And what happens, the purpose of the crystals is to create the current so that when you put the patch on your body, the light of your body is going to reflect off of the crystals. And then it's going to reverse and go back into your body and elevate the copper peptides. When those copper peptides are elevated, remember I said, that reactivates your stem cells. What I just described, you guys, is something so phenomenal. And this is why this patch is so popular. But keep in mind, this patch, remember I was talking about athletes, why they're willing to use this. It's non-transdermal because nothing goes into your body. It's just light. There are no drugs or chemicals. So many physicians have joined our company and have been part of this company for years because they like the idea that, number one, there are no drugs or chemicals in it. But it does, well, I guess doctors don't care about drugs. They give people drugs all the time. But what they like is the fact that it does not interfere with the, prescriptions that they're giving their patients. It's not interfering with anything because there's nothing going into your body. So it's non-invasive. Now, what I want to make sure you understand, we're not saying that these products are diagnosing, treating, or curing any type of medical disease. All we're saying, this patch is going to reboot your body, and that it gets to work and allows your body to heal itself. Now, you're looking at some of the benefits that you might experience. Many of us on this call have experienced almost everything on here. For example, increased strength. As we get older, we're just not as strong as we used to be. Reduced inflammation. Anytime you have any type of pain or some type of disease, you got to know that inflammation is there, because that's what it does. It appears when you've got conditions like that. Increased stamina, energy, and vitality. Don't you want to be energized and have a lot of vitality as you get older, and not getting, that's what they say, oh, I'm getting old. So now that they don't have the vitality, the mental clarity. How many times, I know me personally, I am up there in age. So it's nothing from, in the past, I would go into a room and I promise you, I'd forget, what did I go in here for? All of that mental clarity. I mean, those kinds of things are just disappearing, you guys. I feel so much younger. Restored muscular systems. Do you realize that some people, many of us, our skeletal system is getting less dense as we get older. It's sometimes people get something called osteoporosis, but it's going to restore those muscle or skeletal conditions as you continue to wear this patch. Improvement of sleep. I gave the example of me and my husband. What more can you ask for than to sleep like a baby and not snore, no choke choking or coughing or anything like that during the night. This is amazing. Improved skin appearance. I have seen people with vitiligo, I think it's called, where there's discoloration of their skin. And in 90 days, this man looked like a whole different person. And it does so many things for the skin for people that have skin conditions, but it also helps us look younger. Okay, that's why we look older, because our skin begins to sag, but our skin begins to look younger. So we're here to achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Okay, now there were some case studies. You know, when you have a patent, you got to prove it. So how do you prove it? You conduct case studies. And David Schmidt did not turn any corners. He did not cut any corners. He got some of the most prolific physicians in the world to conduct these case studies. And there were over 80 case studies. And these case studies are listed right here on this site called thisisinfo.com. Here's what they noticed in the case studies. This is documented, you guys. Over 4,000 genes began to reset within the first few days of wearing this patch. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. You know, anybody with an unbalanced brain, like people that have PTSD, that's a form of a brain being unbalanced. What about people with Alzheimer's and dementia? What about people with autism? All of these, depression, all of these are conditions that reflect your brain being unbalanced. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. That collagen is connecting your tissues together, your muscles, your bones. Collagen is everywhere in our body. And then within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. Now, this is where I have to stop and really get your attention, because, you know, you want to continue to wear this patch. I don't care if you see or feel anything. You have to know that every part of your body is being reversed, because this is age reversing. Now, let's talk about the heart. There's a gentleman right here in Atlanta, Georgia, who had a pacemaker installed because he had 2 strokes because he was diabetic, and they had to install a pacemaker and a defibrillator because he was paralyzed on his whole left side. Couldn't eat, couldn't drink, couldn't walk, couldn't do anything. He couldn't talk. He didn't learn everything again. But they would not let him leave the hospital. He was in ICU, would not leave the hospital without this pacemaker and defibrillator. So he was having to see the cardiologist every 6 weeks. And when he started wearing this patch, when he went back for a 6-week checkup, normally the nurse would come out and tell him he was doing fine and we'll see you in 6 weeks. But this time, his physician, the cardiologist, came out and said, "Mr. Payton, what are you doing?" He says, "What do you mean, what am I doing?" He says, "Your heart is operating on its own. It's no longer relying on the pacemaker. What are you doing?" And so he told him about the patch. So you see, you guys, that's what happened with Jeffrey, was that the stem cells went to his heart, and his heart started reversing in age. But it gets even better, because when the doctor said, "You don't have to come back for a year." And when he came back a year later, the doctor said, "You're just perfect. You don't need to come back for 2 years." That's what this patch did. And this is what we mean when we say the heart reverses in age. But it's not just your heart, you guys, your lungs, your kidneys, your everything. Everything is getting younger. So this is amazing. And that's why we're so excited about our future with this patch. Now, I just want to share with you this little topography map, because this reflects a lady who is 77 years old, and they put this X39 patch on the back of her neck. And at the beginning of this little session they were doing, they started with session 1 and it was inflammation in her brain. So you see the orange, red color area, that represents the inflammation, which means she had in her case, she had lack of brain coherence. Now in session 2, this was just 3 weeks later, there was no more inflammation. You don't see any red or orange anywhere, but the improved brain coherence. Session 3, which was 3 weeks later, there was a complete turnaround and there was better brain coherence. So when she walked in there, her brain was hyperactive, but it calmed down dramatically after the second visit, after wearing this X39, you guys. So this is just amazing. This could be your brain, or it could be your heart, or it could be your lungs. It could be wherever there's inflammation. That's where, that's what this patch is going to do. It's going to attack it and get it out of your system. So how are you going to wear this patch? anywhere on your body. You could put it on your wrist. You could put it behind your neck. You put it now on this picture right here on these diagrams. This is where they use it. This is where they place the patches during the studies because they just wanted to have two groups, and they wanted everybody to be consistent so they could measure the results. So you want to wear this patch 12 hours on and 12 hours off. You can start at 8 in the morning when you wake up and take it off at 8 at night. If we recommend that because this patch might probably is going to give you some energy and you want to relax and let your body repair and rejuvenate at night. Then you're going to throw this patch away and you're going to get 30 of these patches, a 30-day supply in this little envelope right here. And that's going to allow you, and then that comes in this beautiful packaging. You have these two. Inside this is 30 patches. And then so you just, next day you start again, put another one on and repeat, you guys. All you need to do in this scenario is drink plenty of water. That's the only thing. And I like this because I've always been the kind of person that cannot swallow pills. I mean, eventually I'll swallow them, but in the meantime, I got to throw my head around up. It's terrible. I just don't like taking pills. And so all I have to do is drink water. And I was happy to know that. Now, the reason you want to do that is, as I was about to elaborate, is because we're talking about energy flowing into your body, and you need the water to enhance, to effectively allow this energy to flow. In addition to that, you want to push those toxins out of your body. So that is very important. So I could go on and on, you guys, with the technical information, but I highly recommend you going to that website I told you, thisisit.info.com, to get the case studies and the doctor's reviews and all that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, what I want to let you know is, although this is very sophisticated, it's simple to explain. And how we're going to explain it, we've got some testimonies on this call that you've got to hear so that you can see from a real life person what this is doing for people. So the first person I want to call on is Mr. Stanley Bates. Mr. Bates, would you please come on and share your incredible testimony? You can share your video and unmute yourself.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but can you share your video?
Yep, it's saying you cannot start your video because the host has it disabled.
Okay, let me do this. Let's see.
Let me in.
Yep. There you go. Can you do it?
Hey, there I go. Good evening, everyone. I just want to give my quick testimony. My name is Stanley Bates, and I used to have bad back problems. Been in 2 car accidents, one from 1997, the other 2003. So I've never did the surgery, but they've always kept telling me I'm gonna need the surgery one day or another. But I always refuse because I don't want people playing around with my back. So last September, I was introduced to the patch by one of my good friends who's online also. And he said, try the patch. And I put it on my neck and I wore it the first day. And then I just felt okay. I felt good. So I said, you know what, let me test this patch out. So I actually started doing strenuous work that normally I couldn't do. I have a 1/4 acre of land. So I was using my pusher to mow the front lawn. I did that one day, no pain. The second day, I went and did a 2.5 mile walk around the park. No pain, because I'm like, this is incredible, because I mean, I'm not feeling the pain. I'm not feeling the residue from walking or doing any work. So ever since then, now I wear the patch every day as much as I can. Sometimes I forget, of course, but the bottom line is that I no longer suffer from the back pain. Sometimes it do flare up a little bit, but it wouldn't knock me off my feet for a week or so. Now it's maybe knocked me off for less than a day, and I'm back at it. So I can't believe it, and I'm faithfully wear it all the time now, and I'm still doing more energy. I even think I'm starting to see a little better now. So sometimes I walk around more without my glasses on. So maybe just my mind, but I feel like I'm seeing a lot better. It's a lot clearer, and it's just fantastic to be close to 65 and now I can move around. I ride my bike now. I mean, I do so much more that I hadn't did in years. So this was a blessing, and thank you for allowing me to be online to share my testimony.
Wow, and Stanley, I don't think it's your imagination. I think your eyes are getting better. And that's another thing. You know, we talked about your eyes are probably getting younger, and so we never know. And especially over time, just hang in there and keep doing it. And that I just wanted to add that because we never know what this patch is going to do. But I'm so glad you're feeling better. It could be miserable walking around with pain in your back. I mean, other day I did something where all of a sudden I had this pain in my back, and guess what? I put a patch right there on my back, and shortly after that, the pain went away. So thank you for sharing your testimony, Stanley, and glad you're feeling better.
Thank
And
you.
so we got another person that's going to be coming on and sharing his testimony, Mr. Admiral Sidnor. Can you come on now, Admiral?
Yes, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, Miss Vidita, thank you so much. Yes, just to share my quick testimony. I college football tore ACL, always worked out. I put my body through it, basketball, you name it. And around 4 years ago, I started to get severe knee pain in my left knee where I had that injury in college. And so eventually I went to an orthopedic doctor and a couple cortisone shots, but he did let me know that I was bone on bone. And eventually I'll probably have to get the knee replaced. So I don't like surgeries. I don't want to get cut on. I don't want to do all of that. You don't know if it's gonna be 100% or not. So I've been putting it off. And I said, well, what I was gonna do is when I retire, because I'm close to retirement, I might go ahead and get that surgery because I miss running, I miss playing ball, I miss working out like I used to. So I just missed a lot of things. So what happened, a friend of mine told me her testimony with X39. So she said, why don't you try this? So she gave me 3 patches. So I'm in a a 3-story home. So for 4 years now, going down the steps has been very painful. So I started to favor the right side, which meant I started to experience some back pain by doing that. So the first patch, notice coming down the steps, slight, it was a little different, but I'm like, not enough to say, oh, this patch is wonderful. The second day I noticed I came down and now there was no pain. And when I got to the bottom of the steps, it was kind of funny because I'm like, hold up. So I ran back up the steps and came down again. I'm like, wow. By the third day, I tried, like when you're little kids and you run up the steps and skip steps. I did that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I wanted to find out more about this. I'm like, yeah, because this is unbelievable. So uh, my friend put me in touch with Mr. Jacobs. He shared some videos with me, some testimonies. And I was locked in from that day forward because I knew if this could do this for me, there are millions of people who need to know we can get away from the harsh side effects of medications and them cutting on you and all that kind of stuff. So that sold me out. I told my wife the other day, she's also patched and has incredible testimonies. Oh, the other thing, I've had the best sleep I've had in the last 6 months since I've been patched than I've had over 30 years. I dream every night, whether I sleep, because I work a lot. So whether I sleep 4 hours or 8 hours, I go into REM. And I think that's amazing also. And my body's always refreshed. So that's another testimony. But I told my wife, I want you to patch me to the coffin. So with that, Ms. Radita, I appreciate all your servant leadership and your awesome spirit. And I thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Admiral, for that wonderful testimony. I mean, I know you feel like a kid in a candy store, being able to sleep really deeply, and it just gives you a whole overall feeling of wellness. Just being able to experience a whole different, you know, lifestyle after wearing this patch. So I told you all these patches would make it clear. And again, here's the website where you can learn more. This is probably where Admiral went to get more information about this patch. Now, I want to say this. I want you to put your business hat on, but before you do that, I want to say this. You just heard some incredible testimonies, and there's many, many more You know, I told you about Jeffrey with his heart, you're not even relying on that pacemaker anymore. But I mean, I could literally blow you away with stuff that you would not even believe. And so guess what? It's important that we realize that there are many other people out there that, I mean, every single day. And I'll just give you one more testimony before I go into this slide. This is a lady that I spoke to about 3 weeks ago who had been struggling with with migraines for 25 years, and about 5 days a week. Can you imagine having migraines 5 days a week? She was very much debilitated. And one of her friends called her up and said, I have something I want you to try, you know, to may help you with your migraine. She came over and she put the patch on the back of her neck. And she says it was like almost immediately, she couldn't believe it, that her migraine went away. Now, can you believe this? Now, she had already had 2 nerve blocks. One did not work at all, and the other one worked for 5 days. And even that's when they put a needle, she called it like an epidural type of needle in your brain. And she said that, you know, one wrong move and she would be paralyzed. So, you know, that's, I mean, just like Admiral said, who wants to do surgery if they don't have to? As a result of this patch, not only since that day, because I spoke to her again yesterday, she still has not had a migraine. She was having them 5 days a week. And she has had, I mean, she's had, so this is just amazing. What if her friend never heard about the patch? What if her friend never shared it with her? So do you see why it's important that you know that what we really owe it to the world to tell everybody we are, you know, about this patch? But that's why I wanted to share that with you, is because I really want you to put your business hat on, because I want you to understand, as you're sharing it with the world, you're going to be compensated. Who doesn't need extra money? You know how much fun it is to receive money all the time, and then every day you can look and see how much money you're making just because you started something. I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit more. But what I want to tell you right now is our company is called LifeWave. The company is going on 20 years old by October, and all that time, all those years when those doctors and those coaches were all wearing these patches and using it and giving it to their patients, the company was floating around at about 20 million a year. And then 3 years ago, when they created the X39 patch, because this is the masterpiece that we have now in our hands. This is the masterpiece of all the patches that he has. And the company blew up to 320 million in the last 3 years. Ended last year at $430 million. That ought to be a clue that something is happening, and what is happening is this patch. This started spreading, you guys, to over 75 countries. We are all over the world now. And so this is not the kind of product that you can, that most people have their hands on, because remember, David Smith is unique. I mean, they said this could not be done. Most companies have some type of weight loss or skincare or supplement. And so we're in a unique place, you guys. This is a market disruptor, because no one can duplicate this for the next 17 years. So you really have to understand what you have your hands on. This is a game changer. Now, because of the growth that we are experiencing, our company is recognized as the fastest growing company in the world. They're right there where it shows momentum rank #1. LifeWave is the fastest growing in the world, and we're part of that. So I want you to look at this page right here and identify what relates to you, what's important to you in your life. You know, many people love to travel. That's important to a lot of people. Of course, you know, some people may not feel that their health is bad, but once you start experiencing this patch, you'll realize, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I had all those things going on with me. But we want to experience better health. Many people do. Less debt, being around your family. See, me and my husband, here's several things that relate to us on this page, and this will help you realize what you really need in your life. We're retirement age, but guess what? We're self-employed. So that lets you know that if you're in a position where you don't have enough money saved to last you for the next 30 years, because I hope to live, you know, 90 years old. Who has that kind of money sitting around, unless you are in a, I mean, you know, Social Security is okay, but it's not gonna sustain the lifestyle that you're used to saving. You know, I know people that are on Social Security and it is not enough. It's just not enough. So you can't even count on that when you look at what they're doing up there in Washington, D.C., we might not even have Social Security. So we've got to take our future, our financial future, into our own hands. Not only that, when we get to be older, we want to be around for our family, our young grandchildren, so that when they're, 30 years old or whatever, they want to be around us. They don't want to, be looking at us with Alzheimer's or whatever. That's why it's important for us to not only embrace this technology, but to embrace this opportunity. So here's how the company is going to compensate you, is you start sharing this with people you know. So let's just say this was Admiral right here. This was Admiral. And, Admiral went out and, because of the benefits he's seen from this patch, he decided, oh, I got to tell my cousin about this because she's been dealing with this. Or, and I can tell my friend I used to play ball with because he's been dealing with this. And not just those people who are dealing with issues, maybe people who love to be healthy would be excited to hear about this. Or people that would love a financial opportunity, somebody that just lost their job or just don't make enough money. But either way, those people will partner with you. They decide they want to get some patches. They're going to get these patches. Remember, I told you they come in sets of 30 for 30 days. Depending on how many they purchase, the company is going to enroll. You're going to enroll them with the package, and they're going to fall on your team. And then we call this a left team and a right team. We call this a binary compensation plan, which means you have a left team and a right team. And as your team grows and as people continue to join, for example, this cousin, or I think it was, I forget, it was his cousin or somebody, I said, as she starts sharing with her friends, because it's going to happen, she's going to start sharing with people. And guess what? Those people are going to share with people. And this team is going to continue to grow. And as it grows, your team commission can generate up to $25,000 a week. That's what you are maxed out at, $25,000 a week in the binary. And that may sound unreasonable to you or unrealistic, but we are working right alongside some people that are exceeding that, but they're capped out at $25,000 a week. But that's not a problem, because guess what? We got more money. We got the matching bonus. That simply means all the people that you're telling about this, as they continue to share, they're going to earn money in that binary. Suppose you enrolled me. Now, my husband and I happen to have, reached the top position in the company. We have over 5,000 people on our team. So guess what? Whatever I'm earning in that binary, let's just say I'm earning $1,000 a week. I'd be very disappointed if that's what I earned this week. But if I did earn $1,000 a week, you would earn $250 or 25%. But suppose there were 10 people just like me that you referred, and they each earned $1,000 a week. So now that's $2,500. Now, we're not saying that's going to happen overnight, but over time. What else you're going to be doing in the next 2 or 3 years? You may as well be building something that's a substantial for your family. Guess what? There are people that my husband and I referred to this business, and whoever those people are, they would be on your second level, and you would get 20% of whatever they're earning. You see how significant that is? So there could be 100 people or 1,000 people on your second level that you're getting 20% of. And then on your third level, those people on the second level told people too. It's very hard to keep this a secret, you guys. It's very hard, unless you just don't care about people. If you care about people and you're willing to go out there and share it, your team will explode. And we're going to help you get there. All we're looking for is some people who want to not only help some other people, that want to change the legacy for their family. This is a legacy company here, and we want to show you how to tap into it. And so all you have to do is raise your hand, let Tim, your team leader, some of the other leaders on the call, listen, I want to be part of this movement. I want to make some serious money. I want to help some of the people in my family make some serious money. And I want to travel the world with some of my wealthy friends, because there's a big wealth transfer going on, you guys. You can, this page right here is an application that basically tells you what's required in order to get some of these patches. Basically, you got some three packages that we want to highlight, but this form right here, basically all it's doing is capturing your name, address, basic information, and how are you going to pay for it. But you can also just purchase some of these patches. Now, let me just tell you how you can purchase it. You could call, let's say, Stanley up and say, Stanley, how can I get some of those patches? I just want to try a 30-day supply. Stanley can say, well, I got some on hand. You can purchase some for $150. That's the retail price that you're going to pay if you don't get a package, okay? Because when you get a package, that means you're going to be a brand partner. That means that you're going to be in the binary. You don't have to build a team, but I don't see how you cannot, because it's hard for you to keep this as a secret, right? So let's say you decided to get the silver pack. That's 3 sleeves for $300. Whereas if you was buying these at retail, you'd only get 2 sleeves for $300. So let's say you got the silver pack. That simply means that you're getting enough for you and maybe a spouse possibly, and maybe a few friends you can pass these patches out, like 3 per person, just like Admiral said, somebody gave him 3. So that's enough for just maybe a month usage. That's going to cost you $300. More importantly, it's getting you into the binary so that you can start earning money in residual income. The gold pack is for the people that know for a fact they want to make money, they want to build a team. It's going to give you a few more. So now you're going to get 5 of these sleeves for $500. And you're going to be able to position yourself to get promoted to the next rank, because that's important for you. You want to make money, you want to build a team. So it's important for you to position yourself to be a manager, and the gold package qualifies you to be a manager. If you come in with the silver pack, maybe on your next order, you can upgrade to a gold, and all you have to do is pay the difference of $200. So there's no penalty to start with the silver and upgrade to the gold, because you're still going to get 2 sleeves. That's a difference of $200. There's no penalty. Now, if you are really serious and you got a big vision, I highly recommend the diamond pack. Let me tell you why. Because see, I'm the kind of person, I always like to save money. I'm an interior designer, so I buy everything that I can at wholesale. And so, for example, instead of paying $100 for a sleeve, the diamond pack allows you to pay $84 a sleeve, because you're getting $1,900 worth of product, or 19 sleeves, but you're only paying $1,600. That lets you know right there you save $300. But in addition to that, the diamond pack, it allows you to not only have enough. I just signed up a man this week, and I met him today because his package won't get here to Saturday. I'm about to go out of town. He's got people he needs to patch. I loaned him a 30-day supply. Why was I able to do that? Because I keep inventory. So when you first get started, if you have the diamond pack, not only does it give you extra inventory, it gives you more people that you can patch. We patched 25 couples. We gave each couple five of these, for each person. That's 10 per couple. It was 25 couples. And then there was 25 individuals we gave patches as well. So we were able to patch more people. Guess what happens when you buy the diamond pack? If somebody asks you, Verdita, what pack did you buy? If I said the diamond pack, some of them going to say, okay, well, that's what I'm going to do. And why did you get the diamond pack? And I'll tell them why. And they say, well, I'm going to get the diamond pack. Do you know we signed up 5 diamonds the first week? When you sign up a diamond and you're a diamond, you make $500. If you're not a diamond, you only make $200. And the difference of the 300 rolls up to the person above you who is the diamond. So there's $300 $500 is just going to be paid out anyway. It's just that you get to keep it. Okay. And the other thing about the diamond pack is this. Remember when we were talking about the binary and how all these people are going to start coming into the business? Do you realize that the money, every time people continue to order those products, that is generating a residual income stream with you? Meaning, I think, was it Admiral said that he wanted to go to his casket with this patch, meaning he's going to continue to wear these patches to the rest of his life, right? So every time he places an order, volume is generated in the binary, and guess who gets paid? Whoever's above Stanley, and every single person above Stanley has a chance to get a percentage of that volume of the points and the money that's generated every time he places an order. That's what the binary does for us. It allows us to override all the people that will continue to follow. So timing and positioning is very important. The sooner you come into the binary, the better opportunity you have of earning residual on people that follow you. So it's required, if you want to earn money in the binary, you must be on you need to be on a 1 sleeve subscription minimum, meaning $99 per month. and that allows you to keep the points, because if you're not going to get paid on all those people, if you do not do your order, all those points are going to turn to zero and they're going to flush away. And in addition to that, with one sleeve, you can only earn $100 per week. The second, when you get 2 sleeves, then that's $200 a month, but you get to keep your points, but you also get a chance to max out the comp plan, meaning you're not limited to $100 a week. You can make up to $25,000 per week just in the binary. Do you see the reason why you want 2 sleeves? In addition to that, even if you're married, you need 2 sleeves anyway for you and your spouse. And even if you're not married, you need 2, because we continue to order these so that we can patch people. You can't patch people if you don't have any patches. You see what I'm saying? So the reason you want the diamond pack is, well, another reason you want the diamond pack is because it keeps you active for 90 days. So you don't even have to do a subscription. First of all, you got enough patches to last you, right? We ran out of patches in 90 days. I want you to know, because we were patching everybody. So that's hopefully understanding the reasoning behind each package, and whoever invited you to the call will make it clear to you and give you more information so that you can understand which package you want to get. But I highly recommend you make a list of people that you want to patch, and that will justify the package you start with. Now, this little, this card that you're looking at, this card is what we use, and this envelope is what we use to put these patches in, so that you can, give some instructions and let them know what the benefits are, and also to refer them to this page. This is at info.com. You can get some of these. We have a website where you can order these, and it's a nice presentation. So once again, this is at team.com. Now, this is our team site, so that we learn how to do this business, basically how to get started and all that. There's a system in place, and you don't have to worry. We're going to take care of you. All right. You don't have to know anything. All you have to be is coachable and ready to go. Now, if you're serious about your dreams, you guys, we want to encourage you to get started with this X39. Let me tell you something else you might be excited about, because this is the perfect time to hear about this. Our company offers incentive trips. Right now, we're working to qualify for this incentive trip to Punta Cana in a 5-star resort. And every time you enroll people, or people upgrade from the silver to the gold, or the gold to the diamond, you get points for all of that. You get points when you get promoted. You get points when people under you get promoted. Take advantage of this so we can see you all in Punta Cana. And in addition to that, we have a convention coming up July 19th and 20th. It's called the Believe Convention. This is where we're all going to be recognized for all our efforts. We're getting promoted. We're going to learn a whole lot about this business. We're going to get energized. So make sure you go to thisisitconvention.com. And I think pretty soon, like within the next few days, I believe June 1st, that's going to be the end of the early bird pricing. So you want to do that, go to that site right away before tickets sell out. And at the convention, David Schmidt himself is going to be there. Y'all, that is a treat just to have him in the room. This page, you may want to take a screenshot of it, because we do calls like this every night. This particular one, if you see it's a certain Zoom code on there, this is one that is hosted several nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon, and then we do a training on Saturday. You can take a screenshot of that, or you can go to thisisitteam.com and click on X39 events. Also, our team, the team that my sponsor and myself, and we all participate on a call Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. As a matter of fact, at 10 o'clock Eastern, there's a call like this that our whole team will be on. You can get on that if you like to, and invite guests to that. Take a screenshot of this number. And then on a Monday night, our team does a basic training at 9 p.m. So this is just information that that's just to let you know we have a system in place. But we want to thank you all for joining the call tonight. If you're already on the team, let's up your game. Let's go to Punta Cana. Let's go make this money. Tim knows that I have offered and extended myself, to help anybody. And I like to work with people that are focused. I just want you to know that people that are like-minded, who want to make some things happen and who are coachable, that's who I like to work with. So if that's you, let's go. Listen, with that being the case, we're going to end the call tonight. And Tim has recorded this call if you like a copy of it. But you all have a wonderful evening and a happy Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy yourselves.